Have you tried applying for US visa and got denied not only once, twice, thrice, but many times? And you have been asking yourself, where did you go wrong? What have you done because you were able to check all the requirements or all the things that will make you qualify to get your US visa? But why is it that you got denied? Hi everyone, this is me again, Teacher Noy, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how it is important for you to focus into practicing and preparing a compelling narrative when you are going to have your US visa interview. And when we are talking about compelling narrative, we should focus into the idea that we have to choose the aspects of our life or information in our life which are and can be your ticket into getting your desired US visa. So watch this video because I'm going to share with you the experiences of my mentees who got denied once and twice but got their visa on the third try. When we are talking about narrative, as I have said a while ago, you should be able to create a compelling narrative based on the information that you have provided in your DS-160. If you have been able to see all the videos that I previously posted in this YouTube channel, you will be able to know that I explained to you in this video what is DS-160, and in this video, how you are going to prepare for your US visa interview. Your DS-160 is the only document that where you are going to provide all the information about you. You have to be, of course, smart in filling out your DS-160. Why is it important that you have to be sure of all the information that you are going to put there? Because that's one of the bases of the consul if you can be able to get your US visa. So how are you going to do that? I have here an example. One of my mentees was able to finish 2 degrees in her tertiary education. One is education and the other one is nursing. The first time that she was able to fill out her DS-160, this mentee of mine declared these 2 critical jobs. These are considered to be red flag for a tourist when they go to the United States. Am I bluffing? No. Because these 2 jobs are the in-demand jobs in the US right now, and there are so many Filipinos who are going to the US working with this kind of jobs. Now, what did my mentee do on her third try? I told her not to declare anymore the other job which she is no longer practicing, which is nursing. And the only job that she was able to declare is a school administrator. Now, you're going to ask me, isn't it lying when you are going to change the description of your job or the title that you are working in when you are going to declare it into your DS-160? The truth is, you are not lying. You are just choosing the right kind of terms that you're going to use in order to redirect the attention of the consul into getting a wrong idea or impression in the tourist visa that you are applying. Remember, what you have to do is, in order for you to achieve your dream into going to the US, is first getting your visa. And getting to the US, make sure that your dream is to become a tourist. Okay? Not going there to work or do some other side hustles or other side agenda which are not included into the visa that you are applying. Now, when I told my mentee that she should focus into changing the description or even the title of the job that she's working, because there is a place into your DS-160 where you are going to explain your role into the occupation or job that you are currently working. Now, since my mentee has been in charge of supervising teachers in her school, and it sounds fancy when you are a school administrator, my mentee used that into explaining why she can be able to financially provide and support her travel going to the US. And that's where the narrative of my mentee revolved. How did she use her narrative in her own advantage, even if the job that she is presenting to the consul is something that is a red flag for them? And it's because of her job description and the duration of her stay in the US because she was planning to go there in the first week of April, and told the consul with assurance that she will be back a week after her trip in the US because of her responsibility. Here comes why I am telling you that you should prepare your narrative, because when you are being asked of several questions, you have to learn how to go back to the core of your narrative. How are you going to convince these people that the purpose of going to the US is for pleasure? And that's what you have to do. So I hope that you are able to understand something really important in this one. I tried also this kind of technique when I was planning for the narrative that I am going to use when I had my interview last December, and voila, I was able to get my US visa. I was nervous, but because I was true and honest with the narrative that I prepared, I was able to go back to the idea and redirect the conversation between the consul and me. Now, when I am telling you that it is a conversation, because the US visa interview is not just like you are talking to an authority, a judge, or a law enforcer. When you are going to have your US visa, you are talking to someone who wants to know whether your intention is clean or you have other intentions. So that's what you have to do. Because there are so many who are overly qualified to go to the US, but they weren't able to get their US visa, and maybe it's because there is something wrong when they had their interview, because they failed to prove to the consul the intention of why they are going to the US. So that's important. Do not forget that you have to really practice. It's not easy to plan and execute a compelling narrative if you are not going to study your DS-160, where all of the information that you are going to put are all information about you. Maybe there are so many things about our lives that we missed out, or there are things that we might thought that they might be able to appreciate, but then again, they weren't able to do that. Because there are so many myths when it comes to applying for US visa. One is there is someone who is assigned to deny that day. And another, there is a certain quota for them to approve applications from different people. In my experience of mentoring other applicants, I therefore can be able to conclude that it's your narrative which you are going to present when you are already in front of the consul. And if your narrative is prepared, and if you can go back to the intention and the reason why you are going there, you may be able to do that. Now, the question is, how are you going to do that? There is only limited time. I think they will be giving you 3 to 5 minutes per applicant for you to be able to prove yourself of your intention and give your narrative to them. Now, my only tip for you to be able to do that is for you to be confident, look them in their eyes, try to make connection, and do not be robotic. Be confident because what you are telling them is your truth. And your truth will be the one to give you your access to that US visa. I have been receiving comments like this one in this YouTube channel. The first one, the trip will be sponsored by your boyfriend, and the other one is part of a church organization. Now, there's so many people who are applying for US visa. And these people are just some of those people who are going there. This example is a person who will go there not as a fiancé or as a spouse, but a girlfriend who just want to meet her loving boyfriend. And the other one would just want to experience an activity, a spiritual activity. However, my tip for these people, it's always how you're going to present yourself in front of the consul. So how are you going to do that? So this is how I'm going to share with you what you're going to do. And this is the example, hopefully, that you will be able to use also in your US visa interview. Again, be confident. Do not doubt yourself. Trust yourself so that you will get what you are aiming for. So here's an example that I'm going to show you on how you're going to do that. Say, for example, the consul will talk to you. The first thing that the consul will ask you is, where is your passport? That moment, do not just hand your passport to the consul, but give your passport with something that you're saying, like, oh, thank you, here's my passport. Then slide it in the window. Then the consul, the first question that the consul will always ask is, what's your purpose? That's the moment that you are going to answer the consul your purpose of going to the United States. And remember, you are applying for a US visa for a tourist, not for someone who's going to work there. So please avoid giving the consul the idea that you will be going there to work or even to take care of your nephew, your niece, or even your grandchildren, because that's not what a tourist is doing when they are going to the United States. So you may answer like this one. I'm going to the United States to spend the holiday with my sister and her family. And this is a graduation gift of my parents to me because I will be graduating soon in my postgraduate degree. So if you're going to look at this one, I gave an answer even without asking me what's the reason why I'm going there. That is an exact answer, not an exact answer, but an extended answer to that question, but it will always be justifiable because you are already providing the consul the reason why you are going there. Now, the consul will ask you another question. So, for example, if the consul will ask you, who will be financing your travel? So, since in my first answer, I told them that this is a graduation gift from my parents, my answer should be, it is a graduation gift of my parents to me. So, my answer would be, my parents will be the one to sponsor my travel because again, this is a graduation gift. So you are already giving the consul the idea that this is what I can do. This is what I am capable of giving. And this is the only thing that I have. Now, after that, the consul will also ask you a question like, who will you be staying there? How long you will be staying there? My tip is, do not answer them telling them that you'll be staying there for a very long time. Like said, for example, I will be staying there for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Again, they will be asking you more questions in your financial capability on how you are going to sustain life in the US with 50 times or 60 times more value into the money that you are earning here in the Philippines. I'll give you a wrong example, which I was able to witness when I was already inside the US Embassy. The person next to me was being asked, what's your work? And she answered, I am a vegetable vendor. Then the consul asked, how long are you going to stay in the US? Then the girl in front of me answered, for 3 months. Now, we go back to the idea of how long should you be staying there as a tourist. Maybe if you are a millionaire, you may be able to support your life. I watched one time a vlog of Bea Alonso and she said her dream is she can stay in another country without even working or worrying how she will be able to live for a month. But if you're not like Bea Alonso, who is a superstar in the Philippines, make sure that you are going to just declare how long you're going to stay there based on your capability or capacity financially. Why? Because that is a big no to them. How are you going to earn money or how are you going to sustain your stay there if you are going to stay there for 30 days? And you're telling me that you are going to look for a hotel room because you don't know anyone? That will be a very, very questionable answer for the consul. So I hope that you have learned something in this video. And I hope that you're going to still ask questions if you have anything that you are confused with, especially with your US visa interview. Because I am very much willing to help everyone who wants to get their US visa interview because according to what I told you in my previous vlog, I felt like this is one thing that I may be able to give back and share to all people who are dreaming to get their US visa. Because if you haven't tried applying, you will not know how difficult and frustrating it is to do your US visa. Especially with all the changes that they were all applying right now, you will not be able to appreciate the process and in the end, you are going to get denied. So, if you need my help, do not forget to send me an email. I will be providing my email ad in this video. You can get it in the description box. Then you can send me an email. We can schedule a Google Meet, or if you live nearby, we can meet somewhere so that we can talk about your dream of going to the US. Well, I told you there are so many reasons why we go to the US. And if your reason is really valid, why not apply for a US visa and fulfill your dream of going to the US? Thank you very much for watching this video. All of the things that you need to know about this, you will get it into our description box. Do not forget to like, share, and leave a comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is again Teacher Noy. Goodbye everyone. If you enjoyed this video and this is your first time watching Teacher Noy, please do not forget to click my image below and subscribe in this channel. And if you're still interested in watching for more videos, there are so many choices here in this side. Please do not forget to support Teacher Noy. Like, subscribe, watch, and comment. And if possible, share it to your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye everyone.